Hello, and we are live. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late, but this is my live match reaction / 5 things we learned from Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. We go 1-0 down as an atrocious first half, but we bring it back in the second half. And how I'm going to split up this video, because I normally, for my match reactions, I normally don't go live. I normally do like an 8-minute video called 5 things we learned, but I want to make this a sort of a longer video where I can answer comments and chat with you guys. So what I'm going to do for those not watching live is, if you're not watching live, put your thoughts and comments down below. If you are watching live, obviously comment in the live chat. But I'm going to start with the 5 things we learned, and I'm going to talk about my 5 things we learned from the game, and then we're going to go through the player statistics and stuff, and then we're going to go through the player ratings as well as answering some of your comments on the way. So that's how we're going to break up the video. So if you're here for just the 5 things we learned, that's going to be at the start. Player ratings and stats and comment reactions and all of that will be later on. But hello to everybody joining the chat. We've got a comment that says, Alice, this is my first time to watch your live stream. How about giving us a winning muscle flex? I don't have muscles to flex, I won't lie. But yeah, let's get straight into it. What's the first thing we learned from Manchester United 2, Brighton 1? Well, as you can see on my screen, Manchester United are a team of second halves. This season, we have been a team of second halves. If the table was based off first half and football was just 45 minutes, I think we'd be below Arsenal. And don't worry, if you put stuff in the live chat, I will address a lot of the live chat comments later. I just want to get my 5 things we learned straight out of the way, and then I'll address the live chat, and then I'll do player rating statistics and more. But the first thing we learned about Manchester United is they're a team of second halves. This season, Manchester United have been absolutely atrocious in the first half. Like, we were absolutely atrocious in the first half versus Brighton. We were horrific. But in the second half, we play a lot better. It's like we need that kick up the bum. You know, the amount of times Manchester United have conceded a goal this season, gone 1-0 down, not played that good the first half, and then gone and won 2-1. It's not a good thing. Like, it shows mentality. It shows that we're capable of doing it. But the fact that we repeatedly put in these awful first half performances, and then in the second half we'll be really good with scorers and we'll win the game, shows that we are capable of winning the game. But maybe we're just being lazy in the first half. Maybe the players aren't playing their best. You know, that lineup for Manchester United, I didn't question Ollie with the lineup. I thought it was a very good lineup. And when we were at 1-0, I was like, I technically wouldn't change anything. I just think the squad was underperforming because, let's be honest, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Cavani and Pogba were ghosts in the first half. Bruno tried in the first half, but he didn't do anything. And the thing about Manchester United is we are massively a team of second half. But guys, quickly, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Takes a second. And subscribe if you're new. But yeah, the first thing we learned from the game is Manchester United is a team of second halves. We are a team of second halves this season, and it's not a good thing. We were much better in the second half. As soon as we scored, we looked on top, which is good. A response, but it's not a good habit to be in. We need to be good throughout the whole game, and I see this being a team of second half as a positive in a sense that we know we can respond, but also as a negative because why couldn't we be so much better in the second half but be absolutely atrocious in the first half? Because the team were underperforming. Which brings me to my second point, everybody. Bruno was my man of the match. Bruno Fernandes was my man of the match, but I thought Fred was good as well. I thought Maguire had a good game. I thought Luke Shaw had a good game. And we will get into that in player ratings. I also thought Mason Greenwood had a good game. But Bruno Fernandes was my man of the match. And this is why Bruno Fernandes was my man of the match. Because he didn't really do anything wrong. Bruno Fernandes had, you could say, a quiet first half. Whenever Bruno Fernandes got the ball, he tried to do something. He passed it to Pogba. Pogba put off an awful shot. His pass got us the goal that made it 1-0. Okay, if Bruno doesn't make that pass to Rashford and Rashford doesn't score, it's still 1-0 Brighton. And we weren't actually that good until that goal. Man United started playing well the minute Man United started playing well the minute it went 1-0. The minute it went 1-0, we were all over the game. We played really well the minute it went 1-0. The reason it went 1-0 is because of that Bruno pass to Rashford, the Bruno assist. Bruno could have got 2 or 3. Like, he created a few chances. I will read out Bruno's stats and get Bruno's stats on the screen, so stay tuned for that. And yes, Big Ron says, in love chat, Maguire was man of the match. He was solid. Bruno, Maguire, Fred, Luke Shaw, and Greenwood in the second half all had a good game, in my opinion. But the reason Bruno's my man of the match is because he passes it to Pogba to have the shot for the second goal. He sets up the first goal, and everything that looked like happening surrounded by Bruno Fernandes. So that's why Bruno's my man of the match, because, was he the best player on the pitch today? You could argue Maguire had a better game, but Bruno wins and loses you games. Man United can be awful, but Bruno is a player that wins and... Why does he wins and loses you games? Bruno Fernandes is a player that wins you games. But guys, stay tuned in the lives. I will read out some of the live chats, but I want to get my 5 things out of the way. Now we have to talk about the first half, guys. The first half was absolutely awful. It was atrocious from Manchester United. It was awful. We had 0 shots on target in the first half. Yes, we won the game. Yes, we got the 3 points. The most important thing about Manchester United right now is the 3 points. I'm so happy we won the game. I'm so happy we got the 3 points. But let's not let this distract us from the fact that we were absolutely atrocious in the first half. We had 0 shots on target for the first 50. Okay, the first 10 minutes we were decent. But from minute 10 to minute 55, we made Brighton look like Barcelona. Brighton were running all over us. Every time we had the ball, we gave it away. We were so sloppy on the ball. Pogba gave the ball away like 14 times in the first half. Greenwood gave it away 10 times in the first half. Rashford gave it away 10 times in the first half. We kept giving the ball away so much in the first half. It was just unbelievable. It was just, we were absolutely atrocious in the first half. And I don't want to be too negative because we won the game. Yes, we won the game, but were Brighton the better team in the first half? Yes. Were we the better team in the second half? Yes. Is it a game we should have won? Yes. But if you look at the quality in our squad, you look at the quality in Brighton's squads, I think Brighton played a better brand of football and looks the better team throughout most of the game until the end of the second half, where I think our quality of players like Bruno Fernandes shine through. I think Pogba had a bad game. I really think Pogba had a bad game, and a lot of players didn't show up. And this kind of links in my third point. What I was going to say, with Man United this season, I watch Man United every game this season. And a lot of times we'll play a game that we win, but 5 players will show up and 3 players will be average and 3 players will be awful. You know, a lot of times when we watch Man United, not all 11 players show up. And I think it just matters which player shows up. And if Bruno Fernandes shows up, if Rashford shows up, if Pogba shows up, if Greenwood shows up, their game changes. But obviously, guys, please hit a like on this video quickly. It takes a second. And subscribe down below as I get into my 4th thing we learned. The 4th thing we learned from the game is Greenwood had a quality second half. Greenwood had a really poor first half. He gave the ball away a lot. He was a little bit wasteful in possession. But I thought Greenwood was really, really good in the second half. And I'm so happy Greenwood got his goal. I'm also so happy that Marcus Rashford got his goal. But the reason I'm really happy that Greenwood got his goal is because there's 2 games in a row now. But in the second half, he just looked so much more confident when he's on the ball. He had a few shots. He looked so much better in the second half. And I think he deserved that goal. I thought Greenwood was not good in the first half. I thought he was wasteful. I thought he was a little bit starter service. But I thought Mason Greenwood had an incredible second half. And obviously, we know players like Maguire, Fred, and Bruno had great games. But Mason Greenwood in the second half, I'm going to give him credit for it because he's had a tough year. I love Mason Greenwood. He's one of my favourite players. He's had a tough year. He's had it really hard at Manchester United. And look, his goals aren't the same, but people are writing off Greenwood already. People are writing off Greenwood already because he had a bit of an off-season. Greenwood has been playing so well. He just hasn't got as many goals as he got. The kid, in his first season in the Premier League, got 17 goals, equaling George Best's record. The first teenager to get double figures in the Premier League since Michael Owen, and he got 17 goals in all competitions for Manchester United last season at 17 years of age. And people were writing off this kid. Greenwood is a quality player. He's really adapting. It's not just the goals, but like Greenwood on the ball, his movement, his running. I think Greenwood will be a top number 9. And yes, Greenwood didn't have a great first half, but you know, my second thing with that is I thought Greenwood was brilliant in the second half, and he's had a tough year. And I'm so happy he got his goal. I'm so happy Marcus Rashford got the goal because I think they're 2 players that were in need of a goal and in need of confidence. Absolutely. And my 5th and final point, and once I cover my 5th and final point, we're going to do player ratings. We're going to read out your comments in the live chat. So get your comments in the live chat, as I will be reading them out after I put my 5th and final point in. Obviously, like and subscribe. I'll be looking at statistics. I'll be reading out stats. But my 5th and final point is Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof still a liability. Now, I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka and I do like Lindelof, but they're definitely a liability for Manchester United. Their positioning, I feel like, on the right-hand side of our defensive core. I thought Maguire had a really bad game, and I don't want to go Maguire and Lindelof as a liability because, like, I thought Maguire had a really good game. Did I say Maguire had a really bad game? Maguire had a really good game. So I didn't want to say Maguire was the liability with Lindelof because I thought Maguire had a good game. But, you know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof cost us that goal. And I think this game shows because for the first 10 minutes we played really nice attacking, pressing, free-flowing football. Man United were attacking them. We were playing like really nice kind of football for the first 10 minutes. And then we scored because our defence got exposed. And a lot of that just made me think, if we had a solid centre-back next to Maguire or a solid centre-back next to Lindelof, would that happen? Would we have conceded that Danny Welbeck goal if Eric Bailly was playing? Now, I'm not individually blaming Lindelof, but I'm blaming the partnership of Maguire and Lindelof. I still think it's a problem. I think Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, again, is a bad partnership. They tuck in their out position. And I think the first thing we learned from the game is, the 5th thing we learned from the game is Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof are a liability. And I think we do need a backup right back to put some pressure on Wan-Bissaka. And I think we do need a centre back to go in and partner Lindelof or partner Maguire. Now, I think Maguire has been the better centre back, and I think Harry Maguire has been absolutely amazing of lately. I will give him the credit. I think Harry Maguire's looked really good. But the 5th and final thing we learned is that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is still a liability. So that's the 5 things we learned from the game. I'm now going to read out some of you guys' live chat, then we'll look at the stats, and then we'll do player ratings. But I just want to read out some of your comments as you guys sat that patiently while I got through the 5 things we learned. And it's just because a lot of people don't watch live, and I wanted to just, you know, so they can watch. If they want to just know the 5 things, they have to watch the whole video. And it doesn't drag out. But yeah, if we can perform like that in the second half, in the first half, we will be a team to reckon with. Look, yeah, if we can perform like we did in the second half and the first half, we should perform like that. But yeah, we need to perform like, I think a massive thing with Man United is we need to perform good all 90 minutes. We just have a good spell and then we're poor. I think Greenwood should be in a regular number 9 if Cavani leaves. So this is the thing, like I talk about Erling Haaland and all that to Manchester United. If we get Erling Haaland, I'm not going to complain. But I think Greenwood will be the number 9 for a future and we should build around him. Diego says, I'm sure Bruno must have covered most of the pitch. Yeah, he's a great engine. And Wan-Bissaka needs back up to boost his form. I completely agree with Chris. We'll beat Granada given Jekyll will hide this season, Alice. This is a good thing. We go into the Granada game and we think we're going to beat Granada. But if we performed like we did in the first half versus Brighton, we will not beat Granada. Luckily, Granada's over 2 legs, and luckily we can probably get our act here for the second leg. Because the thing about Man United is we could have a shit first leg and a brilliant second leg. Because we know when we have to play well, when we have to get a goal, all of a sudden we play well. Funny that, isn't it? As soon as Man United have to get a goal and attack, and they come out after a little break, we play well. It's funny that. But yeah, I know what you mean about the Granada thing. It's like the games you expect Manchester United to win and stroll through easily. We don't win Sheffield United, West Brom, and the games you expect us to lose, Man City, we win. It's really hard to predict with Manchester United, but I think we'll beat Granada. But I think if we perform like we did in the first half, we won't beat Granada. But if we perform like we did in the second half, we should beat Granada. I think Greenwood can be good as Mbappe and Haaland. Bit bold statement, big statement, but I love Mason Greenwood. I'm not going to write him off. It's early days. Does he get the service Mbappe and Haaland get? No. But Mason Greenwood can be anything he wants to be if he just keeps his head level. I think he's an absolutely brilliant player. But hello to everybody joining the live chat. What I'm going to do is on my screen, let's share the screen with you there. You see this? We're going to go through the player stats, the player ratings. But actually, wait, my second point, guys, going back to my second point, and then I will read out some more live chats. Don't worry. Was that Bruno was man of the match. And I'm going to read out Bruno's game numbers. I have it here on Twitter. Not Bruno's game numbers. What am I doing? I'm going to read out Bruno's game numbers. Let's look at Bruno's game numbers, my man of the match. So Bruno got an assist. He had 86 touches, 82% pass accuracy. Bruno made 5 key passes. 5 key passes. That's what they say. Like, we didn't create much. Like, if you look at that game, you don't think we created much. But remember, Bruno made 5 key passes. So basically, it's saying like 80% of what we did kind of went for Bruno, let's be honest. He created 1 big chance, which was obviously the goal. He had 3 shots, 1 on target, but the fact that he had a shot on target, the keeper spilled it almost, and it spilled to Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood almost made it 2-1 before he did make it 2-1 because Bruno shot the keeper spilled, and if you don't shoot it and you don't shoot it on target, you can't get those little keeper errors. So I felt Bruno was fantastic. He had 1 out of 1 dribble, but he lost possession 19 times, but everything he did, just like he always wanted to do something. And I think if you just look at his key stats, 5 key passes, and assists, I think Bruno, that's why Bruno Fernandes was my man of the match, guys. I thought Fred was good as well, but on Twitter I have Harry Maguire's game numbers, and I thought Harry Maguire was really good. So I just wanted to read out Harry Maguire's stats. 100% aerial duels won, 100% tackles won, 84% pass accuracy. Harry Maguire also made 6 clearances, 4 ball recoveries, and 3 interceptions, marking his 100 appearance with a win. I got off Statman Dave on Twitter. This guy said, I think there's a big reason why Solskjaer doesn't play Donny. Oh, what do you think that big reason is? Do you have any idea what you think that big reason is? But I wish Solskjaer played Donny more. DK says Tottenham, Burnley, Leeds, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Leicester, Fulham, Wolves. How many wins and points to expect? We are capable of winning anything. Man United on their day can beat any side. We saw that against Manchester City. Manchester United on their day can beat any side. But it's really hard to get. You just don't know what Manchester United's going to show up. Is it going to be the first half Man United or the second half Man United? Is it going to be the Man United that lost to Sheffield United or the Manchester United that lost to Man City? Man United's biggest problem is obviously the Glazers, the wood with the board. But Man United's second biggest problem is that we're just so inconsistent. We're absolutely inconsistent. We're talking of more player stats. Let's look at Mason Greenwood's stats. So he got the goal. He had 1 key pass, so he also was pretty good on the ball. 3 shots, 2 on target, testing the keeper. It's always good when a player has shots. I actually want to know. So Greenwood had 3 shots, 2 on target. Did Cavani even have a shot? Cavani didn't even have a shot. And this isn't me saying Cavani's bad, but if we look at Cavani's stats, Cavani had 17 touches and 0 shots. That's not. I'm not blaming Cavani, but it just shows. Like if Erling Haaland was playing there, do you expect him to score? If we sign Erling Haaland, do you expect him to score with 0 touches and 17 touches and 0 shots in 82 minutes? I think this stat of Cavani's, and I know we're going into stats a lot, shows that Man United severely lacking creativity. I think it shows that we do lack in creativity. And we played Pogba, Fred, Bruno, which is our best midfielder, and we still lacked in creativity against the low block, to be fair. I felt a bit bad for Cavani, to be honest, guys. I felt really bad for Cavani. Looking at some more stats, I think Luke Shaw had a good game. What are Luke Shaw's stats? 2 interceptions. He got dribble past once. Won most of his ground duels. Won 2 of his free aerial duels. He lost position a couple of times. But he had 86 touches, 91% pass accuracy. He made a key pass. He put in quite a few crosses, only 1 out of 7 accurate. But I thought Luke Shaw had a decent game. Obviously, we've seen him have better games, but I think Luke Shaw didn't put a foot wrong. And basically, what I was saying in one of my points is the thing with Manchester United this season is only a few players turn up. And I think this season, not everyone has turned up in different games. This comment says Shaw passes and crosses were accurate. I give him man of the match. I thought Shaw was really good as well. And I hope Ollie will continue to use the substitutes more often to improve his bench match fitness. Yeah, same here. I would like, he made substitutes, but I'd like Donny to come on 10 minutes earlier, to be fair. I would have loved Donny to come on 10 minutes earlier. But I am a bit of a Donny Van de Beek fangirl, I wouldn't lie, because I think Donny deserves more minutes. But guys, do you want to do player ratings? If you want to do player ratings, slap a like on that video. I'm going to do it anyway, but you know, it's awesome stuff, right? If you're new, subscribe. This is my match reaction, but let's go back to me. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go back to me. Now let's get into my player ratings. So I'm just going to stop this screen and share. We're on the United Stand website because their website is really, really good. And obviously you guys all know who the United Stand is. But I'm going to, you know, copy them and of course do some player ratings on their website. So remember to get in the live chat and tell me what you'd be rating these players. Of course, what are your player ratings for these players? Very, very poor performance in my opinion, says Luke Murphy. Yeah, I think the second half was much better, but to be honest, the first half was atrocious, and I think overall it was a poor performance. But player ratings, guys, remember to put your sports in the live chat. Dean Henderson, yeah, butterfingers, but he didn't cost us a goal. Dean Henderson, I wouldn't say cost us a goal, so for me, you give him an average 6. Wan-Bissaka, if he didn't cost us a goal, I'd give him a 6, but he didn't really offer that much going forward. Put a few crap crosses in. I think Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof were at the fault for the goal, so I give Wan-Bissaka a 5. I think Lindelof redeemed himself a lot in the second half, but I still give him a 5. I thought Harry Maguire was really good, and I'm going to give him a 7. People, 5.8. I thought Harry Maguire had nothing to do with the goal we conceded. He made a key tackle that stopped Welbeck, making it 2-0. And for me, maybe I'm being biased. Not that I'm biased to Harry Maguire, but, you know, I will criticise Harry Maguire because, God, there's a lot of times where I've needed to criticise Harry Maguire. But for me, it's a 7. I don't know, what would you rate Harry Maguire in the live chat? Luke Shaw, 7. Fred, I'd give a 7 too. Maybe I'm 5.3. I thought Fred had a good game. Maybe I'm being generous with the 7s because the first half was shit. And everyone that got a 7, I should really give a 6 to. If we're being honest, everyone that got a 7, I should really give a 6 to. Because obviously we only pick up for a little bit. But yeah, Pogba for me is, honestly, I want to give him a 4. 6. Pogba got higher than Fred. I thought Fred was higher than Pogba today. That surprises me. I thought Fred was better than Pogba today. Bruno, because he changed the game, I give him a 7. Greenwood, first half 5, second half 7, so you give him a 6 or 7. Oh yeah, I'll give him a 7 because we like Greenwood. Rashford, 6. Cavani, it's not his fault. I'm giving him a 6. Dan James, 6. What are your player ratings? Donny Van de Beek, 10 because we love him. Scott McTominay, 6. Ollie, I'm giving Ollie a 5. Yeah. Who is my man of the match? I'm going to go my man of the match with Bruno. Who is your man of the match, guys? Comment who your man of the match is. I say Bruno just because he's a game changer. What are people saying? Mason Greenwood got it. Mason Greenwood was so good in the second half. The only reason I didn't give Mason Greenwood man of the match is because he wasn't good in the first half, let's be honest. But I thought Mason Greenwood was brilliant in the second half. So where credit is due, I guess, to Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood was brilliant. Okay, everybody get your comments in the live chat. If you're not watching live, remember I do actually respond to a lot of my comments that are just commented down below. But also hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video, put your notifications on. Tomorrow's video, I might be live tomorrow night. I might go live tomorrow night. If there's some interesting transfer news, I'll probably be live about 6:30 tomorrow night. So you might as well subscribe for that. But yes, someone says, will we couch second place or top 4 place, Alice? I think we will get second place. I think we should. I agree, 4 for Pogba. Can we win the Europa League with today's display, Alice? With today's display, no, but we are the best team in Europa League. We have the quality. The difference between us and Brighton was Brighton played better, but had a better system and a better style of play. We had the better players, and sometimes having the better players means you can play bad and you can pick a win. Do you know a Chelsea fan called Eunice Toss Football? Yeah, I watch some of his content. I do watch some of his live watch-alongs as well. He's got quality content. We will clinch second place, Alice. I think we'll get second place. I think now Man United will get second place because we've just made the gap for us, and we don't have that type of fixture list. We have Liverpool. What is our fixture list, guys? What is our fixture list? Let's go back to my screen. Wait. Let's have a look at the fixture list. So let's go and type in Manchester United. You see all my search history, but it's all to do with Man United, so there's nothing to expose in there, guys. So Manchester United. We've got Tottenham next in the Premier League. We want revenge on Tottenham. You know what I'm thinking for the Tottenham game? I'm generally thinking 0-0 for the Tottenham game. And then we've got Burnley. We hate playing Burnley. We've got Leeds. I think we'll beat Leeds. It's an open game. We've got Liverpool. Tough game. Aston Villa. They've dropped off massively. I think we'll win. Leicester City. Tough game. Fulham. That'll be a difficult game because this game could determine relegation or not. They're really close to escaping relegation, and Wolves. So Wolves and Burnley, always difficult games for us. I think Leeds and Villa we should win. I think these two will be our hardest games technically, but these will be difficult games. Fulham is on the relegation zone. Spurs aren't a great side. They bottled it to Palace, remember? I mean, we bottled it to Palace. But I still think we'll get top four. I look at the fixture list and there's no fixtures that scream out. The fixture list isn't amazing, but I think we'll get top four. I think we'll get top four for me. Because let's look at the Premier League table, guys, a sec. Let's look at the Premier League table. Here we are, 30 games, 60 points. We're 11 points clear. We are 11 points clear with 8 games to go. So we have to drop 11 points in 8 games. So we can get 24 points. So all we need to get top 4 is 13 points in 8 games. So all we need to get top 4 is 13 points in 8 games, okay? All we need. Okay, considering that everyone else around us wins all their games. Tottenham, I'm just going to draw 0-0, 1 point. Burnley, we should win 4 points. Leeds, we should win 7 points. Liverpool, I'm going to go draw 8 points. Villa, I'm going to go we win. I'm going to go 11 points. Leicester, I'm going to go draw 12 points. Fulham, I'm going to go we bottle it and lose. But Wolves, I'm going to say draw or win, 13 points. And that's if our rivals win all their games. So that's why if you look at how many points we need to secure top 4 and you look at our fixtures and you go through them, unless something like a car crash happens, Manchester United should be on track for top 4. But let me leave some of you guys is live chats. Bruno was an 8.5 for me, man of the match. Yeah, Bruno was really good today. He was involved in everything. Well, if you play like this against Tottenham like you did today, you're not getting revenge on them. You make a very, very good point there. Tottenham, when we played poor against Tottenham, they took advantage. We lost 6-1. Tottenham are bottlers FC. We are a second half team. Tottenham bottle second half. Works well together. But, Tottenham, we're going to have to bring them down. Tottenham's a big, big game, remember that. And I hope it's not a 0-0, but it could be a 0-0 or 1-0. Can we beat Liverpool? I think we could beat Liverpool. Liverpool got a lot of injuries, they're out of form, but it will be a very difficult game. But, if we're going to get a win against Liverpool, we haven't had one in a while in the Premier League against Liverpool, and we've beaten them at Old Trafford in the Cup, I think we can beat Liverpool. Shaw was good. I agree. City defo won this season, they're going to finish the season with no more losses. Yeah, we're the only team that have beat City in the last 30 games. I mean, they haven't even dropped points. We're the only team they dropped points in the last 30 games. Do you think City will wipe the floor with Dortmund? I think City will wipe the floor with Dortmund. Only 12 likes needed for 50 likes, guys. Everyone in the stream, come on. Hit that like button. Just hit that like button. Come on. 4 wins and a draw. But as I was talking about, for those who've just joined the stream, we've got 30 people in the stream, so like, subscribe. Man United need 13 more points and top 4 is ours. And that's considering that Chelsea, West Ham, and everyone around us win all their remaining games. We need 13 points from 8 fixtures. And you know what? When you look at our remaining fixtures, when you look at Man United's remaining fixtures, you've got Leeds, that's 3 points. You've got Aston Villa, that should be 3 points. You've got Burnley and Wolves, that should be 12 points. It's Man United, it's not going to be that easy. But 13 more points is going to get us top 4 this season. So we have secured top 4 unless a car crash happens. We've obviously split the gap on Leicester. Obviously, I'll get my screen up again for you guys. But look, we literally look at the table now. 4 points clear of Leicester, okay? And to be fair, it's not like we have a City or Chelsea left to play. And I think City and Chelsea would be our 2 hardest games. Tottenham, we could get a point out of that. Burnley, we should win. Leeds, we should win. Liverpool, you could expect us to win. Villa, we should win. Leicester will be hard. Fulham could be hard. Wolves always make it hard. But you look at those fixtures and you go, United need 11 points, as I said earlier. And United need 13 points to secure top 4. Top 4 is ours, guys. Top 4 is ours. I think that's a massive positive today. I think, look, we played bad. The first half was atrocious. If we play like we did in the first half today against a lot of other teams, Man United could get knocked out of the Europa League. Man United did not play well for most of the game. A lot of players didn't show up. I didn't think Pogba was good. I thought Rashford, other than the goal, was poor. But there were some positives from the performance. I think there's positives and negatives surrounding Manchester United, and that was that Mason Greenwood was brilliant. I thought Fred was good. I generally thought Fred had a good game. Maybe people have got an agenda against Fred because it was trash versus Leicester. I thought Fred had a good game, but people will disagree with that. I thought Maguire had a good game. I thought Shaw had a good game. I thought Bruno had a good game. But the one reason I'm quite happy right now is because I do think that Manchester United will get top 4. And let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Do you think Manchester United will get top 4? Because obviously, I go through my 5 things to learn from the game. We are a team of second half. We know Manchester United are a team of second half. We know that Bruno could probably change the game with that assist. Everything that kind of happened. Bruno made 5 key passes this game. Everything kind of happened around Bruno Fernandes. He made 5 key passes. He had shots that almost caused the goal with the deflection. The keeper spilling it. He obviously got an assist. He also passed it to Pogba, who shot, and then Greenwood scored. We know obviously the first half was awful. We had 0 shots. We ran out of ideas. We had no creativity. We were sloppy. We gave the ball away. Greenwood had a quality second half. Let's not forget that Greenwood was absolutely brilliant in the second half. I'm so happy Greenwood got a goal because, as I said earlier in the video, for those who are watching at the start, so many people are writing off Mason Greenwood off one poor start to the season when he had so much shit going on in his life. The kid got 17 goals last season. He was the first teenager to get double figures in Premier League since Michael Owen, and people were writing him off. And I think that's a massive thing that Greenwood had a great second half. And obviously, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka, I think, were liability. That right-hand side, very out of position. We catch Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka out of position a lot. Wan-Bissaka tucks in a lot. Is this a coaching problem or is this a player problem? Let me know your thoughts. Is this a coaching problem or is this a player problem? But yeah, let me have a look at you guys' chats before I end the stream. But I think my conclusion of the game was awful first half, joke performance. So many players didn't show up. We really need a few more players in the squad. I really hope we have a good summer. We lack creativity, we lack ideas. But again, we respond in the second half and play well. But I'm just really happy that Greenwood scored. I'm really happy that Bruno and Rashford scored and they got their goal and they got their assist. And obviously Bruno gets the assist, so fantasy points for me. So I'm not going to complain about that. But we've had a lot of new people join. So if you want to see the 5 things we learned from the game, which I covered at the start, scroll back. I also covered my player ratings at the start of this video. Scroll back. But now I'm sort of giving my thoughts on the game and reading out live comments before I end the stream. But obviously, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video, and thank you to Janik for the super chat. Thank you very much there. But yeah, get your thoughts in the chat. I'm going to go and read out some comments. Let's scroll up a bit. Do you want Ollie to stay on as manager if we don't win a trophy? If we get top 4 2 seasons in a row, I'm happy for Ollie to stay as manager just because he's the only manager since Sir Alex Ferguson that would have got us consistent Champions League 2 seasons in a row. I keep on saying we really need a defensive mid in the summer. Fred is all right, but not good enough for United. I like Fred, and my ideal midfield 3 for Manchester United would be Fred, Pogba, Bruno. I think that is our best midfield 3, even though they didn't show up today, their best. But we do need a CDM. I look at this game and I go, imagine Declan Rice, Pogba, and Bruno. And Sancho on the wing, and someone like Jules Koundé at the back, so you don't have to rely on... imagine Jules Koundé instead of Lindelof, Rice instead of Fred, and Sancho. Because I think Greenwood's going to be our number 9, because Cavani's leaving next year, and we put Greenwood number 9, because I think Greenwood will be number 9. Imagine that at Manchester United. Man U, good set of fixtures from the start. Yeah, as I was saying, I was covering the fixture list. We need 13 more points to get top 4, and that's assuming that everyone around us gets all those points. So we basically need 4 wins from our last 8 games to get top 4, and we should beat Fulham, we should beat Burnley, we should beat Wolves, and we should beat Villa, and I think we should beat Leeds. Our players' fitness would be tested in the last 2 months of the season, especially after with Martial out of injury right now. If anyone knows how long Martial's injury was, because I didn't watch the start of the game, so does anyone know any updates on Martial's injury? Because I really hope it's not long. I think a lot of our key players got a bit of a rest in the international break, which helped. But yeah, fitness would be really important coming this season. Man U will be Champions League and winning Europa League would be a good trophy. Yeah, I would love to win Europa League. My ideal end of the season is 2nd place in Europa League. And look, if we get 2nd place in Europa League, yes, there's a lot of questions under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have seen some poor football under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've seen some questionable substitutions under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But if you get 2nd and Europa League, there's no excuse that Ole has to stay. If you're Ole out, and I know that would hurt, but if you get 2nd in Europa League, that's a very, very good achievement. Top four sealed. I absolutely agree. Rashford needs to pass more, yes. But actually, you're going to talk about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is a brilliant player, but he's very inconsistent. He can be brilliant for 3 months and poor for 3 months, and he is playing with an injury. But the thing about Rashford is he will come up in big moments of a goal. You can always rely on him to do something. And he did that today. He got the goal. He made it 1-0. Once we made it 1-0, it was so much better. But the amount of times Rashford had the ball, and when Rashford gets the ball, he wanted to take on every single player. And I was just like, Rashford, you've got 8 defenders in front of you. You've got 8 bloody defenders in front of you. Instead of trying to run and take on every bloody defender, maybe take on 1 or 2 or pass, or look for the pass. And I think Rashford, he puts his head down and he goes for it. And I like that mentality. I love that mentality in a player. I'd rather have a player that wants to take players on than be safe and pass backwards. But yeah, Rashford 100% needs to pass more. My guess is Man U will make top 4. If we don't make top 4, don't even. There will be a rant on this channel. So subscribe if you want to see that. But like, subscribe, share, turn the notifications on. Hello to everybody doing. I'm doing good. Thanks, Harley Wilson. Did you receive my DM? I haven't checked my Twitter DMs yet. I will look. I'm obviously, once I've made this video, I'm going to put dinner have a shower, but I'll check my DMs around midnight. And I'll get back to you in the next 24 hours, mate. I will. Would you take Varane or Koundé? That's tough. I think I take Koundé because he's younger. Impossible to bottle top. If we bottle top 4, it is a joke. Bad first half, second half a bit better. Greenwood deserves a goal after his past performances. I agree. I think Greenwood had like 4 or 5 good performances in a row, but he didn't even get a goal or assist. And I was like, he's got 2 goals in a row now. Greenwood's on a. Well, maybe not all like whoa, but no, Greenwood's on a roll. Thank you, Diego. He's basically said if you're new, subscribe to Alice Talks Football, and I have a second channel called The One with Alice. If you're not a Man United fan, you're watching this video, just subscribe to The One with Alice because it's not Man United content. Board will need to back Ollie this window. I agree. Does the Ollie need a trophy to stay next season? If Ollie gets second, he's done enough to stay. But I think there'll be questions over him not winning a trophy. But Arsenal didn't win a trophy for 9 years. But then we don't want to turn into Arsenal, so that's a relevant point. So just ignore that. Man U must take game by game, for instance, especially for winning a trophy being at home and second below. We have to take game by game. Wait, I misread that wrong. Man U must take game by game to get confidence, especially for winning a trophy and being home in the second big leg. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Sorry, I read that wrong first, Steve. Ollie done well. Man U was in a mess when he came. Yeah, this is a great point from Steve. Whether you're Ollie in or Ollie out, and there's things that I don't like about Ollie. It's sometimes the way we play, sometimes substitutes. If he gets a second, that's good. But if you look at the squad Ollie took over, Jose Mourinho left us in such a mess. And working with the board and the Glazers is so hard to turn Man United around like that. And he's not turned us around. But I look at our squad compared to the Jose Mourinho squad, and I think we're in a better place. And you've got players like Bruno that's come through as well. Good win, but inconsistent against teams outside. Why are we inconsistent slot against teams outside top 6? Very inconsistent. Yeah, one of my main points that I think we learned from the game is that Manchester United are incredibly inconsistent. I think one of our biggest problems is on our day we can beat anyone, we can beat Manchester City, but we can also use the Sheffield United at home and give them the second win of the season. We are very inconsistent. I think that's the biggest problem. I think Man United moving forward, we obviously need a better board, Glazers, owners, but we also need to be consistent. I think maybe it's that lack of inexperience, and I feel like with the lack of inexperience in the Manchester United squad, it means you could only almost get better because you learn with experience. So if you take that as a positive thing, inexperience, but we definitely need more inexperience in the club. But that's an issue and a long discussion about the board, the Glazers, and we don't want to get into that. This is a match reaction. So put some more comments in before I end the stream. Do you think playing not good football and lucky points is progression? Yeah, this is me. I agree. I see your point. We aren't playing the best football, but we're going to get top 40 seasons in a row. Could you win the Europa League? And I think our squad is in a better place than it was under Mourinho. So I do see it as progression. But the one thing I see about progression under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is we have seen in glimpses, like when he first came in, when he was interim manager, and at the end of last season after the COVID lockdown, where we played 10 games in a row, we played attacking football, we played really well. I think we see glimpses of what Ole wants to do. I just don't think he has the squad for it because he needs to be backed by the board and the Glazers. A few more questions before I end the stream, but guys, please hit that like button. And if you're new, subscribe. Next pre-season has to be in competition midfield with the loan. He's doing good right now. James Garner's doing really good on loan. Ethan Laird could be good right back competition for Wan-Bissaka. I don't think Delo is that good. Cliff Sayers. So is Mata getting a new 1-year contract extension good or bad? He's barely played this season. bad, but if we don't sign anyone good, but we should sign someone good. I love Matt, but I think he's finished. Can we catch City next season, Alice? It all depends on who we buy. If we brought Declan Rice, Jadon Sancho and Jules Koundé, easily. But we're only going to buy one of them, if none. Let's be real. And, you know, the saying is, the only team that can really catch City is Chelsea because they have the money too. But if we have a good transfer window, I think we can. But it also depends on luck, injuries, fitness, and all of that. But it's just building for next season will be important. Do you think Man United can challenge for title? Do you still think Man U? Wait, so I keep reading this wrong. It's just building for next season that will be important. Still think Man U still of title challenge. Liverpool will improve next season. Yeah, Liverpool could be in a title challenge next season. Could Man U be in a title challenge next season? I hope we improve. So yes, then. I'm literally all over Basuma after that game. We should get a very, very good point in their hand. I thought Basuma was brilliant. We need a CDM. Declan Rice, £100 million. And the £100 million. Basuma could be under 40 million. Same with Sakaria, but Basuma's Premier League proven. I would take Basuma. And Cliff says, I watched James Garner clips really promising as a CDM. The Nottingham Forest fans love James Garner. But yeah, James Garner and Basuma, I would love in the Man United squad. My only fear is, will Ollie play them? We'll like James Garner could do a better job than McTominay and Fred as a CDM. But will Solskjaer? But will Solskjaer play them? Like, Fred and McTominay could put in 100 bad performances. Would James Garner be like a Donny van de Beek on the bench? That's the thing. Like, we bring James Garner back, but could he just be sitting on the bench like Donny van de Beek? And we play McTominay and Fred as CDM. That's my only fear. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream. One last question to answer. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. Do you think it was a good choice to put De Gea on the transfer market? No, I don't think it was a good. I don't think it was a good choice. We should have waited to the end of the season. I like De Gea. I think we need to respect him more, in my opinion. But that is all the questions. That's all the questions answered. That's my match reaction to Manchester United 2 Brighton 1. Look, not the best performance. Good bits, bad bits, mostly negative, but then positive. We got the 3 points. All that matters is the 3 points. I think we are going to get second place. So just smash that like button for the 3 points. That's my match reaction. 5 things we learned, player ratings, statistical analysis, and more on Manchester United 2 Brighton 1. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time.